Hi guys, welcome back to my video on travel industry jargons. In this particular video, I want to talk about different types of itineraries. First is one way, which is very common, everyone knows, right? So point A to point B and there is no return. So for example, I'm flying from Delhi to Dubai. That is one way. And the other type of itinerary is round trip. So I'm traveling from Delhi to Dubai and coming back to Delhi. So that is round trip. The third type of itinerary is circle trip. Circle trip would mean I'm flying from Delhi to Bangkok, Bangkok to Sydney, Sydney to Singapore, and from Singapore back to Delhi. That is known as a circle trip. Fourth type of itinerary is open jaw. I'm not sure if a lot of people might have heard this term, but in the travel industry, there's something known as open jaw. So open jaw would mean that you're flying from point A to point B and returning from point C to point A. So in between point B and C, there is an open jaw. There's a land surface. How the passenger has reached from point B to point C, we don't know. They might have booked some other airline like internal airline, we don't know. They might have booked train, bus, we don't know. But if a passenger books in a single airline, let's say from Delhi, like what I had done is I had booked a flight from Delhi to Rome, and then internally I traveled in train and internal flights from Venice to Paris, and then from Paris I took a flight back to Delhi. So that is an open jaw. That's an example of a single open jaw, wherein the Delhi is the origin point, Delhi is the return point, right? However, in between I travel from Delhi to Rome and return from Paris to Delhi. So that is open jaw, right? So we really don't know how the passenger traveled from point B to point C. But when the ticket is being created in the GDS and the ticket is being issued in the GDS, there is no connection between point B to point C. We are issuing the ticket from point A to B and point C to A back. That's a single open jaw. Now, what is a double open jaw? I think you've understood, right, by now. A double open jaw could be like origin, like point A to point B, departure from point C to point D. So, Delhi to, let's suppose if I would have done Delhi to Rome, return from Paris to Bombay, that would have been a double open jaw. From Bombay to Delhi, how I travel, that's nobody's concerned. The ticket is issued or the PNR has been created based on point A to B and C to D. That's a double open jaw. This is particularly for people from the travel industry. There's something known as PTCs, right? Passenger type codes. And yeah, so in airline industry and in using the GDS, you have to enter the 3-letter code for passengers. So for adult are ones who are above the age of 12. So if you are an adult, there's a code which the industry understands, and the 3-letter code for adult is ADT, Alpha Delta Tango. Child, the code for child is CHD or CNN, right? A child is someone who is above the age of 2 and below the age of 12. So if you are 12 years old, a full fare will be charged, which means the adult fare will be charged. If you are below 2, infant fare would be charged. If you are 2 and above, a child fare will be charged. And then we have infant. Now, infant comes into as INF and INS. So, INF is an infant who is not occupying a seat, whereas INS is an infant who is occupying a seat. So, if as a travel agent, when they book for an infant, and if the parents say that I want a seat for my infant, maybe the infant is less than 2 years old, but still they want to pay for the seat for an infant, the code has to be sent as INS because the fare will be different. The airline would understand that, okay, this is an infant with seat, and accordingly the fare will be charged. Another passenger type is UMNR, which is unaccompanied minor, and the three-letter code is UNN. So who are unaccompanied minors? So unaccompanied minors are child who are traveling alone unaccompanied by an adult. So the airlines has to know if there is any unaccompanied minor traveling in their flight, right? So the code for unaccompanied minor is UNN. I hope this video helps, guys, and if it has, do not forget to give me the thumbs up, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.